Hello, my name is Charmaine Jones, and today I will be talking about two structures, which are the skin and the compact bone. I will also be talking about the structures that are listed within each one. We're going to start off with the skin first. Within the skin, you have the epidermis, which is the outermost layer of the skin, and is also a protective shield of the skin. You have the dermis, which is located here, and down here you have the hypodermis. The hypodermis acts as a padding and insulation for the body. Next, you have the basement membrane. The basement membrane is located here in this area. You have the blood vessels, which are located here, and they also run along this area here. Next, you have the keratinocytes. The keratinocytes are located here in this area, and then you have the melanocytes, which are located along this area. Next is the papillary layer. The papillary layer is located in this area here, and what the papillary layer does is it provides nutrients throughout the skin. Next, you have the reticular layer. The reticular layer is located along this area, and the reticular layer provides strength to the skin, or strengthens the skin, and also elasticity, and gives it the structure. Now we'll go on to the stratums. First, we have the stratum basal. The stratum basal is located here in this area there. Then we have the stratum corneum. The stratum corneum is located here. The stratum granulosum is located right here in this area there. You have the stratum lucidum, which is located here, this open area there. And then lastly, we have the stratum spinosum. Now we'll go into the sweat gland and the sebaceous gland. The sweat gland is located here, this area here, and the sebaceous gland is located right here. Of the sweat gland and the sebaceous gland, I have decided to talk about the sweat gland. The function of the sweat gland is to regulate the body's temperature. The acrian sweat gland secretes water to the skin surface and cools the body down by the evaporation. Now that we have covered the skin cell, we can now go ahead and talk about the compact bone. With the compact bone, we're going to start off with the blood vessels. The blood vessels are located here in this area, which run along this way. The canaliculi is located here. These little circles we have here. The central canal will be located here, here, and along this area there. The circumferential lamellae is located here. The concentric lamellae would be located here, which is located right outside the central canal. The lacunae is located here, right here in this area. And within the lacunae, you have the osteocytes. The nerve is located right here. And then you have the osteome, which is this area here. Lastly, we have the periosteum. The periosteum is located here, this fold that you see here. Now we're going to start with the bones and the muscles of the head and the torso. First, we're going to start with the diaphragm. The diaphragm is located in the abdomen area. Next is going to be the external abdominal oblique muscle. That muscle is located in this area, basically the outer abdominal area. Then we have the frontal bone. The frontal bone is located here. Then we have the hyoid. The hyoid bone is located in this area here. Next is the mandible. The mandible is here, which is the jawbone. The maxilla is located here, which is the upper jawbone. Then we have the nasal bone. The nasal bone is here. Then we have the perineal bone, which is here, basically the side of the skull. Next we have the rectus abdominis muscle. So that is basically all of your abs, basically your abs. The sacrum and the coccus. The sacrum, and the coccus is located kind of here in the pelvic area, and which is the sacrum, like in the pelvic area, and the coccus is kind of runs up and connects in the pelvic area. Then we have the sphenoid bone, which is located here, basically right out by the eye. Then we have the sternocleidomastoid muscle, which you turn your neck, which is this bone, or this muscle, here. Then we have the sternum. The sternum is located in this area here. And then we have the zygomatic bone, which is known as the cheekbone. So here. Now that we've covered all the front muscles and or bones, we're gonna go ahead and cover the ones that are located on the back. So first we have the cervical bone, or the cervical vertebrae, which has 7 vertebrae and is located in the neck region. Next we have the lumbar vertebrae, which has 5 vertebrae and is located in the lower back region. Then we have the thoracic vertebrae, which has 12 vertebrae, and it is located between this area and about this area here. And lastly, we have the trapezius muscle. The traps are basically located here. Okay. And that is all for the structure list of the bones, muscles, in the head and the torso. One last one I forgot to mention was the optical bone. The optical bone is the base of the skull, which will be located right here in this area.